improvement. And I think that this second wave of Nintendo games, Mario Kart 8, Smash Brothers, Super Mario 3D World, personally, I think they look flipping fantastic. I think they're absolutely gorgeous, and the models are so high res. But I definitely can see what you mean from more of a content perspective, but visually, I think it's a real big increase.
Oh, it's definitely a top end like Wii U game for sure. It looks amazing. I'm looking forward to playing it because I had never really got into that game at all. But I'm looking forward to really jumping into it and hopefully kicking your ass and stuff.
Oh boy, the gauntlet has been thrown down. Yeah, I think this was the game that was going to get people to buy a Wii U. So from that standpoint, nobody understands why they would not release the Wii U version first or delay the 3DS till the Wii U's out. Because if I'm a big Smash Bros. Fan, I'm buying that 3DS version because I gotta play it when everybody else is.
I mean, I feel like the Nintendo team is either very, very slow or it's like one guy working on this game. I don't know what's going on, but they need to like get more people into this and start pumping out these Marios. I don't know.
Honestly, I think it's because they are one of the few developer, publisher, console houses that have stayed incredibly in the East. You notice Sony moving a lot of their resources and a lot of their leaders for the PlayStation 4 to Europe and to America. And nothing against the Japanese video game scene, but I really feel like that is the main thing going on there. Like the way they talk about stuff like online, it's like they've just discovered online, and they go, well, you can play 2 different songs during a... What? Oh, come on, man. Yeah, it's totally a thing. And I read something somewhere, and I don't remember the exact date, but this was a factual thing, that like Nintendo could lose like $100 million every year for the next 50 years and still have so much money in the bank or something. Okay. So I feel like it's one of those things where they're very set in their ways, they're very set in their habits and their history, and they're making a ton of money, and they have a ton of money, so there's no motivation for them to change, even if to all of us on the outside it looks ridiculous. That's all it can be, because it makes no sense, the things they do. They move at glacial speeds, like you're saying. It makes me so sad, because I mean,
perhaps they released the Wii U a bit too early, maybe. I mean, that's the funny thing. Perhaps they should have spent more time on the figuring out...
Or was it too late, really? I think it was too late, because the Wii U competes with the 360 and PS3. It doesn't compete with the PS4 and Xbox One, so...
Well, it is a step above the 360 and the PS3. It's got more power than those two consoles. But compared to the PS4, it's like a freaking... I'm trying to think of a really good pun, but I can't. But it's just...
They're in a weird spot, and I don't know. Yeah. I think this will be a great year for them, for their fans, but if they keep making decisions like Smash Bros. 6 months later on a Wii U, they're not going to move the systems. They have the characters, the franchise of the games to move systems, but the way they execute, like, I want to be in on their investor meetings and know who's making these decisions, because they seem so... I mean, there's no way that we can all be so stupid. They're like, oh, we've got a master plan. You guys are ridiculous. No, this is a case where, like, they clearly don't know what they're doing.
The game looks done to me, though. I mean, honestly, they've got the freaking levels done. They must have most of the levels done. They must have most of the characters in. Now, just freaking release it.
And I think a lot of that is also, again, the Japanese thing. They're very polished with their games. The Nintendo products are very, quality proof. You never see glitches in Mario, really. You never see glitches in Zelda, really. It's not like you got characters falling through stages, but we shall see. On a final note, of all the stuff we talked about today, Scott, what are you most excited for?
Oh, God. I'm pretty much more excited about Batman now that you said about the graphics and it being the most prettiest game on the next-gen consoles, and just getting in the Batmobile and just, I'm looking forward to that. Apparently the new DLC is coming out next month as well for the Origins. Finally got released.
These DLC cycles that last 12 months or whatever are ridiculous.
I'm still waiting for the Last of Us map pack.
They're like Last of Us Remastered has all 3 DLC packs. You haven't got one of them yet on PS3, so we'll tell you what that is. Like, come on, guys. Come on, guys. You've announced the remastered edition before you even release the DLC. What is going on? But yeah, I think Batman is pretty darn exciting. I'm going to give it to Smash Bros. Just because I'm most excited for that game, even with the weird launch.
No, it does look impressive. I'm looking forward to it because I need my Wii U to... It's got just dust on it. It's looking terrible, so I want to use it. So I'm looking forward to some new games for sure.
What I like is that it's a different kind of multiplayer game. It's not a shooter. It's not a standard 1v1 fighter. It's something that mixes up the multiplayer scene in a way that like Left 4 Dead did, and kind of gives you just a different genre to enjoy with your friends.
thank you for watching all the way to the end. I know it is quite a long podcast, but I hope you enjoyed all the content. Let me know in the comments below any feedback about the podcast, any questions and stuff, any comments about the issues we done in the podcast. Thank you for watching. Though it's been quite a long podcast, so I appreciate your time and have a pleasant day. Press the like button. Check out Ghost Robo's channel. Check us out on Twitter at Game Rights Army and at Ghost Robo as well on Twitter. And I'll see you soon. Bye bye.